Good morning, everybody. Today's video, I'm going to touch on the subject of deworming your dog, your pet. I don't know much about cats, so do your research on any of this anyway, but information is not for cats. I'm not a veterinarian. I'm not a vet tech. I'm not trained in any kind of medical knowledge about animal medicine. I'm just sharing what I do with my dogs for information purposes. If you have dogs, do your own research. Please, please, please go to the vet and get a fecal test to see if your dog does need wormed. If you're not comfortable doing that, doing your own worming, let the vet do it. I recommend that anyway, and especially for puppies, because when you've got puppies, you are a new puppy, you're already going to the vet anyway for its checkups and its vaccinations, parvo, rabies, and all this stuff that goes with that. There's 7-way shots. So I recommend that you let the vet do all that. I'm just using this for information because I have noticed a friend of mine just came up and her dog was at the groomer and it had worms. The groomer noticed worms. So they decided that she was going to have to deworm her dog before she brought it back in for grooming. And you don't want that to happen to you. And if it does and you don't know what to get, I'm just telling you what I have done. I've had dogs my whole life. And what I've learned, I've either learned from a vet or I've learned it on my own through doing research. But my dogs do go to the vet for sure once a year for their checkups. And then they go in periodically throughout the year if they have an ear infection or if they have shots due that didn't get done on the yearly checkup. So I wanted to just share with you what I do just for entertainment. And again, these are all my opinion. I'm not a vet tech. I'm not a vet, all that. I did call my vet this morning and consult with him because we get a wormer shot once a year for our dogs. And it's really expensive. And what didn't used to be as expensive as the heartworm chews, but this shot lasts for 1 year. So our vet bill was really expensive last time, and I don't remember how much it really was, but I think it was almost $500 for 2 dogs because we got the wormer shots and then the checkup. But used to, that shot was $100 for a year, which those chews every 6 months are a pain to have to go get them, and they are a pain to get your dog to chew them because our dogs don't like them, and most of the time they honestly got wasted. So this is what I do. I've always used, I call it Panicure, but it may be Panicure. I don't know if one of them is called Panicure C. I don't have a picture of the box, but I order mine on Amazon. It's a powder. There's 3 packets per box. And I have to get 2 dewormers for 60-pound dog and 1 for 80, bougie chunky butt. So what you do, there's 3 packets of dewormer in the box. And that would be great, except I have to have a packet. I have to have a box that has a packet of 3 for 40-pound dog. And then I have to get another box that's got 3 packets for 20-pound dog. And then I have to get an extra 40-pound dog packet. So I had to get 3 boxes because Bougie's got to have 80 pounds, which would be 2 40-pound packets. I hope that makes sense. So I ordered all that and it came to $70-some, maybe 80 with tax. But that's for 3 dogs, and I've got wormer left over for the next time. Now, I'm going to read this information on here. It's just one sample of information. When I'm through, I may look up a little more just to help you out. But you can do this yourself. You know, I looked it up online. I ordered off of Amazon. You can probably go to your vet and get the same stuff or get something else. I used to use Nemex dewormer that I got from the vet many, many years ago. But now you can actually order that yourself off of Pet Meds, or maybe you can go to a farm supply store and buy it over the counter. I don't know. But the reason that breeders I knew didn't like using Nemex back in the day, which I used it anyway because I was out in the country, was the worms came out of the dogs alive. The wormer didn't kill them inside the dog, which can be good because if a lot of worms die at once, it makes your dog I keep getting messages. It makes the toxins from the worms dying, make your dog feel sick. And sometimes people's dogs have died, they say, from being wormed. And I've read information, and I don't know if it's true, but I've read it, that said the toxins from a heavy worm load probably killed the dog, not the dewormer. I don't know. But so I'm just giving you a little information. There's a lot of people that say they can't afford to take their dog to the vet. I get it. I just groomed a little dog the other day that's owner is elderly, 80 plus years old, and couldn't afford to go to the groomer anymore. Had taken the dog to the groomer for 4 years, I think. And she's on a fixed income, and I was so happy to help this dog. And I got to thinking, I might be able to help some people with the worm situation if they don't know what to get, or if they think they can't afford it. If you got one dog and it's a small dog, the prices are much cheaper. One box of that wormer, I think for maybe, I'm guessing, but I think it was up to 20 pound dog, was $8 and something, and that's 3 months worth. Or no, that's a treatment 3 days in a row. That's right. So anyway, that's what you got to do, is a 3 day in a row treatment to get them all. So I'm going to start reading this. I got it from wag.com. I've looked up all kinds of stuff, but I just printed this off so I could share a little bit of this information with you and maybe help you out. But Panacur, also referred to as Panacur C, Panacurc, letter C, is a deworming medication for dogs. This broad-spectrum parasiticide is used to treat a range of internal parasites, including hookworms, roundworms, whipworms, and some types of tapeworms. It's also sometimes used to treat lungworm infections and giardia. Panacur, I'm going to call it for dogs, is available as granules or in a suspension liquid. According to the product label on Panacur C granules, the daily dose for Panacur C is blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to read the dosage because it's on the box, and it's going to depend on your dog's weight, how much you give it. Okay, so many pounds of body weight. Consult your vet if you need advice on the appropriate dosage amount for your pet. Now, I'm going to say here, you need to know for sure what your dog weighs. If you don't think you have a way to weigh your dog, here's what we do if we don't run uptown to the vet that's 5 minutes away. You stand on the scale yourself, on your bathroom scale, and write that weight down. And you get off, and you get your dog, and you get back on the scale and weigh yourself and write that weight down. You get back off the scale, you subtract off of the second value what the first one was of how much you weighed, and whatever's left is what your dog weighs. So that's how you would know exactly what your dog weighs, and you must have the weight right, or you could really, you need to know what you're supposed to give them. And again, this information is just for entertainment purposes only. I'm just sharing what I do. I'm not an expert. Don't take advice from me. Just do your own research, draw your own conclusions. But make sure you can take care of worming your dog some way if you can, so your pet will have a long, healthy life. And also, you can catch parasites very easily from your animals, just so you know. I might do a video about that, because you can do that if your animals aren't wormed. If you take your dogs to dog parks, or if you board them, and I don't know, some boarding facilities require proof of vaccinations and deworming, but some don't. And some groomers are the same way, but some don't. And if you're taking your dog someplace like that, or they're around other dogs that you don't know if they've been wormed or not, you need to make sure your dogs are wormed. It's just a good idea to do that. And if you can't do it, can't afford it, just try to save back some pennies as soon as possible and do it. Anyway, here's the dosage instructions. Always follow your veterinarian's dosage instructions when administering Panacur. This medication needs to be given for 3 days in a row to treat most parasites. So make sure your pet receives all the doses as recommended by your vet. You can give Panacur granules to your dog, that's my bird, to your dog, hi Pete, by mixing each daily dose, hi bird, with a small amount of food. Now, if I was you, I would get some kind of canned dog food that your dog would love to eat and just get like a half of it, or it depends on how big your dog is. Don't give it too much of the food so it gets full, because it won't eat all the food. Take a small amount as possible, mix the canned food in it, or a hamburger or something that they'll just scarf it down, and mix that powder in there. And especially if you've got more than one dog, you want to make sure the other dog doesn't run over and get its buddy dog or its sister dog or brother dog's food and overdoses. So maybe worm them separately. Take them and put them in separate rooms, or put the other two in their crate and deworm them at, one at a time, so they don't get the other one's medicine. So Panicure is safe for dogs and for puppies aged 6 weeks or older. I'm not going to give any information on puppies, because if you have a new puppy or a litter of puppies, you're likely already running to the vet a lot to get all those shots and deworm tests, or worm tests, the dewormer, and all the things that goes with having a new puppy, so that your vet will take care of all that. While worming schedules vary based on where you live and a range of other factors, as a general rule, newly weaned puppies should be dewormed at 6, 8, 10, and 12 weeks of age. So that shows you're taking especially if you bought a puppy and you want that guarantee to be good, you're taking that dog into the vet as agreed upon in the puppy agreement papers that you signed when you bought the dog. Okay, where am I at? Okay. Dogs aged 6 months or more need to be dewormed at least twice a year. So that Panicure is not going to be that expensive. I had to order probably 6 boxes a while ago, because Bougie is a chunky butt, and I had to get her a little extra. She has to have two 40-pound packs to make her 80 pounds. The other two can have 60 pounds. I think Paris is a little more than 60 pounds, and I'm going to weigh her to give her the extra. But I bought enough to give them all. But then that's going to be enough to worm them for, now. And then I'll wait 3 months and worm them again. And you can also, I get mine on Amazon. You can get that drop shipped, like on a subscribe and save, so you don't even have to remember to order it. And it is a lot cheaper if you can't afford to get it all at once. If you just kind of get that like that monthly, and then you'll have dewormer. If you got more than one dog or whatever, you'll be able to pay for it a little at a time. Okay. Efficacy, I think is how that's pronounced. Panicure for dogs contains the active ingredient fenbendazole, which treats gastrointestinal parasites. Its main use is to control roundworms, and they're given the technical Latin term for them, and I'm not fooling with that. Hookworms, whipworms, and tapeworms. However, it is not effective against Dipylidium caninum, the most common type tapeworm that affects dogs. So, if you need something for the most common type of tapeworms, and you can take your dog into the vet to see if they even have that, they can sell you tapeworm medicine for that kind of tapeworm if your dog even has them. I used to use Nemex liquid wormer, and I didn't. I think my vet told me to use that, or a dog breeder told me to use that. But the reason that a lot of people didn't like using it back then, this has been when I was young, and they do still sell it, is because the worms come out of the dogs alive. They don't die in the dog. So if another dog walks over there that's not dewormed, and it steps where those worms are, or eats something off the grass, or eats grass, it could get it will get worms from where that dog's live worms were. Even if they're dead, I think they've got eggs that live, and it's not good. But nobody walks where my dogs are, because my dogs are inside of a fenced great big old acre and a half yard. So, and my son lives next door, and we just we know who's on our property. So, and I don't take my dogs to dog parks so far, and I don't have to take them to the groomer anymore. They do go up to the vet, but like that, for their checkups and stuff. But this is why I worm them. Anyway, so back to this. Fenbendazole works by stopping parasites from forming microtubules. Extensive research confirms the drug's efficacy is 98 to 100% effective. So you can't, I mean, that's a pretty good thing. If you can order your own wormer and it's 98 to 100% effective, that's good enough for me. And then if you continue worming them, it's even better. But it's effective against the commonly occurring nematodes of dogs, ascarids, hookworms, and whipworms. I don't know what ascarid, A-S-C-A-R-I-D-S is. Do your own research, Google that word, and you'll know. Only thing I care about is I know it kills it, and if they've got it, it's dead, you know. That's how I work it. But only 73% effective against Tania tapeworms and ineffective against Dipylidium tapeworms, which is supposed to be the most common type of tapeworm a dog can get. It's also been shown to be effective at reducing both ascarid and hookworm burdens and at preventing prenatal roundworm infections. See, prenatal, that's a big deal for me, because if my girls have puppies, and that's my intention, we don't want prenatal roundworms in our girls, in our females, and we don't want the puppies to get them from the females. So, and by the way, your puppies will get them from their mom if the mom's not been vaccinated against worms. Another study of stray dogs in the Madrid area found that fenbendazole was found to have 80 to 100% therapeutic efficacy against Toxocara canis, have 100% therapeutic efficacy, I know I'm not saying that right, but anyway, against Toxocara leonina, has 99 to 100% efficacy against ancylostamids, has 90 to 100% therapeutic efficacy against Tanidae infections, T-A-E-N-I-D-A-E, Tanidae infections. I need to go to the eye doctor. My glasses are leaving my eyes. Oh no. I don't know if Felix is here or what. I'm sorry about the girls, but this is their channel, so I guess I can be annoying. Okay. Hey. Continue treatment with Panicure for 3 days for optimal efficacy. I'm struggling with that word. Finally, studies have also shown that fenbendazole can be effective at treating Giardia and Strongyloides, Strongyloides, Stercoralis infection. I do not know what that is. Bougie, please. Okay. Continue treatment with Panicure for 3 days. That'd be Bougie. For optimal efficacy. Finally, studies have also shown that fenbendazole can be effective at treating Giardia and Strongyloides, I think I just read that, infection. Cost. The cost of Panicure for dogs depends on the form and dosage strength. A box of 3 packets in different dosages ranges in price from $10 to $20 on average. A large jar of Panicure, wrong way, hang on, granules costs up to $500. I believe that because I looked at the liquid and I think it was going to be about $187. And why can't we use the granules? I mean, you know, it's the same thing. My boxes, one was 17 something for 1 box of 3. No, 2 boxes of 3. That was the 4-gram box, which is I had to have extras for Bougie, so I had to get 2 boxes of that, because otherwise I would have had 3 boxes of the 40-gram, 3 boxes of the 20-gram, which would have been 3 doses for a 60-pound dog. That would have worked. But because they all get them 3 days in a row. There's 3 full packs in each box, 3 days in a row. Then I put them, I believe I did, on subscribe and save, so I'll get those wormers once every 6 months, and I'll remember to worm my dogs. I know everybody can't afford to do that. I barely can, but, you know, my dogs have to be taken care of. Okay, Panicure for dogs can potentially produce the following side effects: nausea, vomiting, loose stools or diarrhea, allergic reaction to dying parasites. That's where I was talking about the toxins from dying parasites. They can make flu symptoms on a dog, and they can make them very, very sick, and I guess kill them. I've seen people, a man I lived next door to wormed a dog, a stray that he took in. I don't remember if he rescued it from a shelter, but he took it in. He wormed it. I don't know if he measured the wormer. I don't know if he weighed the dog, but the dog died. And I suspect it was very, very full of worms, and the toxins from the worms dying probably killed the dog. Now, I didn't even know that would happen back then, but I've learned a whole lot since then, and that right there is proof that the toxins from dying worms can make them sick. Considerations. Panicure for dogs may be suitable for pets with specific health issues. Like any drug, it may also interact with other medications your pet is taking. So again, make sure your vet has a complete knowledge of your dog's medical history before prescribing Panicure. And I just can't stress enough, take your puppies up there and find out they're wormy and how much wormer they need and all that. Just be careful. But this is what I do. I am not giving advice. All the advice I can give you every day is go to the vet. Go to the vet. I hate when people do that online, when a lot of people don't have the money. They just don't have the money. And, you want to know what to do, but you're actually taking a big chance doing it on your own because, you don't know what you're doing. So I'm just telling you what I use, but I am not giving you any kind of advice. I must stress that. Let's see, drug interactions. There are no known drug interactions with Panicure. However, you should still inform your vet of all other medications your vet is currently taking. And your vet should know what your dog's taking, actually. Allergic reactions and sensitivity. Do not give fenbendazole to sick dogs, puppies younger than 6 weeks old, or dogs with a known allergy to the drug. You should also consult your vet to find out whether or not Panicure is safe to give to pregnant or lactating pets. The last page. Store Panicure granules at room temperature in a sealed container. Listen, they come in a sealed full pouch, I'm just saying. Keep them away from direct sunlight and out of reach of children. What should I do if I miss a dose of the Panicure? I'm going to tell you right now, if you miss a dose, you're going to have to wait and do it again because that's not strong enough. But here's what it says, in my opinion, but here's what it says. Inform your veterinarian of the missed dose and ask for instructions, because treatment is only effective when the drug is given for multiple consecutive days. You may need to repeat the full course of treatment. See, you have to make sure, because that's a more mild, in my opinion, a more mild medication. You've got to do it like it says. And if you work and you want to be home to make sure your dog does okay on the stuff, do it after you get home from work, or do it on the weekend or something like that. What if my dog has an adverse reaction to Panicure? If your pet has an adverse reaction to an overdose of fenbendazole, seek emergency vet medical attention. Now, I will, at the end of this video, I'll go down in the comment section and I will provide you a link to where I get my Panicure off of Amazon. You can go wherever you want to go to get it, or you don't even have to get it, or whatever. You can call your vet and ask your vet if they think it's safe to give this and what they would do, or you can go in if they tell you to go in. Do whatever you want to do. But my friend that had her dog that came up with worms, she asked me what to do, and then another one of my friends asked me also. And she's real big on natural holistic treatments. And I don't really know of anything that's natural, except for I know a little bit about fenbendazole and ivermectin and stuff, and I know that ivermectin is natural. It grows natural on the ground, and I actually take that ivermectin. I take it myself, and for a lot of health reasons. But I don't recommend anybody else do that. You just got to do your own thing, do your own research. But this Panicure has fenbendazole in it, and I think because I've used it in the past, it's never affected my dogs. But I haven't used it on the Golden Doodles, but I did use it on my English Bulldogs. I had them their whole life. Tank lived 11 years, and Alaska and Ton, the baby, didn't live that many years. They lived about 7 years. and 5 years, because bulldogs don't live that long anyway. English bulldogs, their lifespan's about 5 years, but I always use that on them, and they did okay with it. I never even saw them throw up from it. Now, I'll say my boxers that I had 3 boxers. When my boys started going to high school and you know, grew up and left home and everything, and I bought this boxer puppy. Pet Dad actually bought her for me. She was the love of my life, my soul dog. And the guy we bought her from, said she's been wormed. She's had her shots. She's great to go. And she looked beautiful. But he actually even had us come pick her up early. And he said her mom had got into the trash and eaten pork chop bones and got, what is that called? She got pancreatitis. That's what it was. And so I had to finish bottle feeding her when I got her home, because she wasn't even weaned. But anyway, that dog, I thought she was wormed. We took her for a little car ride one day, and she threw up, and I'm not kidding you. She probably had 3 cups of roundworms come out of her, and that was all it was roundworms and slime in my back car seat. That guy had not any more wormed her than the man in the moon. So you can't always believe these people when they sell you a dog or give you a dog and say, oh, they've had their shots in dewormer. No, you can't believe that. So I just would err on the side of caution and get the dog checked. You have not lived till you've cleaned up worms out of your car. Oh, my gosh. But you know what? When you love your animal, you just suck it up and do it, you know. So, my hand starts shaking. My arms are getting tired. Anyway, that's what I wanted to say. This video is getting pretty long, and I hope everybody didn't give up on me already. But I will put a link in the bottom, in the description of the Panicure Wormer. And you can look all over on Amazon and all over on the internet and probably find it for different prices. Be sure and check with your vet for professional advice. And I didn't show you the girls this morning. I can't turn, well, maybe I can turn my phone around. Here they are. They stopped their loud barking. Hi, girls. Boo still hadn't got her hair cut. I did bathe her, but I didn't cut her hair yet. Paris and Bushy and Roxy, hi. Say hi to the people. Anyway, I'm using Pet Dad's little office here. My nose itches. I've been sitting outside. I'll talk to you on the next one. Have a great day. Like, share, subscribe, thumbs up. It helps me. Comment. It helps my videos get out better. Thanks.